Okay, hello, welcome. So this is the video of our day seven. The seventh day of our 90-day challenge, and here we are going to look at this. The NPDigital.com website. This is a digital marketing agency that is owned by Neil Patel. So let's look at how we can replicate this slide here. You see, this slide kind of poses some challenges as regard to hierarchy. You see, so there's a reason I choose this. Not just this, all the designs I choose, there's a reason behind it because it pushes us to understand some certain concept in web design and also get it right. So right here, this layout is a perfect example for you to test your skills in hierarchy, because there's a lot of content around here. But then the way it's being structured made it look so easy for you to consume, for the eyes to consume it and assimilate what is written. There's a different way you would have, designed this, and it will look so busy and, you know, like it won't look as neat as this. So let's see how we can replicate this slide and also the animations around it. Okay. First of all, let me have to download some of these images. I don't think I will do all the designs, no, but at least like three of the slide. I will just do like three of the slide and then, so let me go ahead and download the images. So I can right click here, save as, okay. All right. Okay, so the third image. Okay, so we have gotten the images we need. What else do we need? I think that's it for now. So let's start. Okay, before I even start, we have to, of course, study what we are trying to replicate. So right here, this is a slide. So we are going to use the carousel widget to design it. And also, there's a sub-headline, and then a headline, paragraph, another sub-headline, then these big numbers here, which we can do that using any widget, maybe a heading widget or even just a simple paragraph widget, or even a countdown timer, counter, not countdown timer, a counter. We can even use a counter for it. Well, let me refresh this. Let me see if there's any animation with the numbers. Let's see. Okay, so there's no animation. So this is just plain text. The 87%, 45% is just plain text. There's no animation going on there. So, all right, let's get into it. Okay, so I'm going to, have a one column container. And then from here, I'm going to make sure it's full width. Yes, it's full width because if you look at this, if I zoom it in, you see everything is still full width. Yeah. So okay, so these have to be full width. And then I'm going to drag in a carousel. You may ask why don't I use the slide widget? So there's a slide widget here, right? So the slide widget is good, is really good, but it's limited to what we can use it to do, especially now we're trying to replicate a design done by someone else. So for us to replicate it exactly as it is, we need to use a different widget that will give us that flexibility, and which is this carousel widget here. So as you know, once you added a carousel widget, it's going to give you like three columns, or let's say three slides on the go. So on the first slide, that's what we have to focus on currently. So I'm going to, let me look at this again. Okay, so I'm going to drop in a heading. Drop a heading. duplicate the heading, drop a paragraph. Okay, I have to drag this up. Okay, then the next thing, there's another heading. So maybe copy this, paste it here, and followed by this with 5% increase on this. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use image with image box. Yeah, so you see why I'm using an image box for this. Okay, so let me bring up my heading. Okay, so everything is still kind of a mess, kind of in a mess currently. All right, so here, um, you know what? Let's just go to the carousel back. So on the carousel, slide to show or slide to display. I want it to display one at a time. So currently, all I'm seeing is the first slide. Of course, it's still in a mess. Don't worry about that. So let's start styling. So let's go with the first headline here. So the first headline, what's the styling? So let me get the styling. So here we have a 13 points, some numbers. So this tells me that probably they're using clamp, CSS clamp. Yeah, because CSS clamp is the only thing that can now, give you this kind of numbers. You having this 13 point, blah, 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 which is nice. Why CSS clamp is really good is because it makes your topography very fluid, like 100% responsive to any device. So which is nice. Maybe later on I will do a tutorial about CSS clamp and how to use it in your Elementor. Okay, so moving on, we have this number here, 13 points. Okay, and they are using array. I can't even believe NPDigital is using array for their font, but it is what it is. So which is nice. And here font weight is 700. Okay. What else is of interest? Okay, font weight 700. Of course, it's capital. Then this guy here. So let me go and style it. Now, this have to be probably heading 3, and then go to style, change this to array. Okay, then font weight 700. Transform have to be uppercase. Okay, so that's it. Now let me copy the text that is inside. Okay, paste it there. Then copy this guy, paste it here. Okay, so how about color? How about the color? So here they are using this reddish color. Okay. Then the, oops, not this. Let's check for the styling of the main heading. Okay, so this is 28 point something, and it's also array. Line height 34 point, font width of 600. Okay, so let's take it one step at a time. Font weight, let me paste it. Font size, font weight is 600. Then line height. Let me get the line height. line height. All right. Ooh, the color. I didn't copy the color, but I'm still going to come back to that. Okay, so let's grab the color. What color are they using? Oh, okay, pure black. All right, so let's check for the style of this. This is 14 point and line height of this. Then font weight of 300. Ooh, okay. All right, let's take it one step at a time. Okay, going back to this, go to style. Of course, they're using pure black. Then this is arrow size, font width of 300. Okay, so line height, let me get the line height. Okay, so what next? We paste our line height. Okay, so the next thing, I'm going to copy what is there. Copy. And I'm going to go back and paste it. All right, so coming to this, we already know that this guy here is the same as this guy here. So for that, all I have to do, copy this, come back here, paste the style, then change this to results. Okay, make sure this is not heading 2, sure it's heading 3. Okay, so the next thing is this guy here. It's 7%. So on our image box, I'm going to remove the image. So let me paste with 7% here. Then copy this guy. Paste it in the description. All right, so here, let me make sure the title is also okay. It's already heading 3. Then let me simply duplicate this. So 45%. Add it here. Then, oops. Okay, copy this guy and also paste it here. Okay, so now we start styling. So let's see what style this is using. Okay, this is 37 point something. Let's copy it. And then the font weight is 500. Okay, all right. Go to style. Now on the alignment, it have to be aligned to the left. Yes. So then on the content, of course, it have to be pure black, the color. Then on the topography, you're using array. Then I'm going to paste what I copied. Then the font weight is 500. And that's it. Okay, so let's look at the little text below. So clicking it, what we have here is 13 point. Okay, so font weight 300. Okay, so same thing, same pure black color. Then font family, array, font size 13 points something. Then font weight 300. Transform, of course, you have to be uppercase. Uh, this is it. So how about the gap, the spacing between the 87% and the increase in revenue? So what's the gap? Looking at this, probably that's a 5 pixel. Yeah, so I think 5 pixel is too much. Maybe 3 pixel. Yes, 3 pixel or even 2 pixel. I think 3 pixel now makes it look too big. How about just leaving it at 0? Yeah, I think leaving it or just maybe add a like 1 pixel or two. In fact, 2 pixel. 2 pixel is good. Let's leave it at that. Okay, so now another thing I noticed is that this 87% is actually a paragraph. So if I hover on this, you see P. There's a P there. So this tells me this is a paragraph, not really a heading. So of course, I can do the same thing here. Instead of using heading 3, so I can turn it to be a P as well. So now it becomes a paragraph. Or you can simply use the div or the span. Anyone, just let it not be um, a heading. Okay, so here all I can do, copy and then paste style here. And as you can see, they are now the same. So the next thing is I'm going to click this, the second one, and turn it to a P as well. That is a paragraph as well. And okay, so maybe now that I just turned it into a paragraph, maybe this 2 pixel spacing, maybe I should now use like 4 pixel. What do you think? Yeah, do like 4 pixel. So go back here. Also change it 4 pixel. Yeah. So this is what we have so far, and it's not looking anywhere near what we want, right? So now we need to go to the first slide. So I'm going to click on the first slide, and on this first slide, I'm going to change the direction to this. Yes, so I'm going to scroll down to wrap, keep it to be wrap. Hold on, we're still coming back to this. So, but then I'm going to go to the individual test here, go to advanced, make this full width, click this, go to advanced, on the width, full width, click the paragraph as well, go to advanced, on the width, full width. Do the same thing with the result, go to advanced, full width. Now, why I changed the direction on the slide to horizontal is because I want these two things to be side by side, you see, which is what we have here, you know, to have it side by side. Then, I think still on the slide, you click on the slide one, go to the padding. I think probably we give it like a height. I think giving it like a height, yes, a height or a padding. Let's use padding instead. So let's give it a padding of 80 at the top, 80 at the bottom. Okay, so we're getting somewhere gradually. Then let's look at this again. Okay, so now maybe instead of using padding, yeah, because I want to use this padding to do something different. So instead of using padding, let's use height. So give it a height of 400. Okay, height of maybe 450. Yes. So right now everything is kind of spaced out this way. I want everything to be on the center. So align, up, align to the center. This guy, flex start, nope, flex center. Okay, that's it. Okay, so maybe 400 will be good. Yes, 400 for the height. And then we go to the advanced. Now on the advanced, I'm going to change this pixel. On the padding, I'm going to change this pixel to percentage. Open up this. Then on the right hand side, I'm going to give it a percentage of 40% on the right hand side. Okay. Uh, see, let me remove the percent again and see what's happened. Why is it that I gave it 40% padding and shifted everything down? Okay. Um, maybe let's take this back. Take this back. Let me take all this back. Let's see. Okay. Oh, okay. This is box. Have to be full width. Should it be? Shouldn't be full width. Actually, have to be boxed. Actually, have to be in a box shape. So, but why is it that when I added this, kind of push it back? That shouldn't happen. Okay, so how about we use a pixel instead? So let's take this back to full width again. Full width. This one, make it full width as well. Yeah, make it full width as well. Click here, make it a full width. All right, so let's go back to the slide. So on the slide, um, on the slide, let's use pixel. So pixel of 300. Still pushing it in. Okay, let's go to the carousel. Maybe our problem is from the carousel. Let's look at the settings. Navigation, slide, gap between and padding. Maybe let me just give this a padding of, let's say, 40 pixel on. Let's see what happens. Okay, so this needed to have some form of a padding. Okay, so let's say 40 pixel all run for this uh carousel. I think I'm missing something here. Okay, I don't know. So since something that just came to my mind, since we added a 300, see if I remove this 300, uh, you know, you see there's a space here, which we need that space to be there. We need the slide to be boxed, whereby the carousel itself um, will be full width. So, but currently, if I add anything here, let's say I add 100 by the side here, kind of pushes this to the edge, which is what we didn't want. So since this is happening, maybe I'm thinking of maybe adding a container. So before we add the container, let me change this. Okay, so drag this container, add somewhere here. Okay, go to the slide again. Okay, before going to the slide, just drag this. All these things, make sure we add them inside the container we just added. Let it be inside it. Okay. Okay, so this guy add it inside as well. Okay, so you see, this container is inside the slide one. All right. So the slide one here we can okay, first of all, let's go to the container. So on the container, change this to full width, and then make make it to be like 60%. We want the entire width to be 60%. Uh, it's like this is still not working. So let's go to slide. On the slide, instead of center, should be aligned to the nope, nope, nope. Oh, okay. Let's change this to default. Yeah, so this should be on default. Take this out. So those settings we did before, kind of clearing it out. So we are on a plain sheet. The only thing I added to the slide one is the height, 400. It's still emboxed. Then on the advanced, no padding. Then inside this container here, I made it to be 60%. So, and of course, that's where we are going to change the direction. Change it this way. Scroll down, make it wrap. Make sure this is centered. If it's not working, we go here and click center. Okay. Then maybe we can go to the slide, increase it from this to 500. Let's see. Increase it to 500, and then on the slide one, we go to the style and add our this thing, add our background. So those images we downloaded, select this, drop it. Okay, so make sure this is set to cover. Okay, so now this is how it's looking. These guys here are at the top, which is what we don't want. We want it to be centered. So let's look at it again. So here we are on the slide one. We scroll down, this is centered. Center, yes, which means it should work. Oh no, on the container. Let me go back to the slide. Okay, yeah, yes. Oops, center, exactly, yes. So now we have it here, but I think this is maybe the 500 is too much. So let's use 400 instead. So this is 400. Perfect. Okay, so we're getting there gradually. Now let's look at this again. If we look closely, the space between the results and the paragraph at the top is not that much, maybe 20 pixel or 25 pixel. Same thing with this, and same thing with this. But the space between the result and these guys are very close. So this tells me it tells me one thing. So we have to go to the container. So that container we gave 60% width. Then on the gaps, let me look at this again. Okay, so on the gaps, maybe use like 40. Okay, now I think the 40 will only be for the rows, for the columns, and not for the rows. So the rows will be like 10, 10 or probably 8. Be like 8. 8 here, 8 here. Then a padding. There's a padding below this paragraph here. So we have to use negative margin to remove it. So maybe minus 22, minus 20, 22. Yeah. Okay, so we have 10 all right. Okay, 10, 10. Maybe instead of 10, use like 20 to space it out. 20. Oh, this is too much. 10. Yes. So clicking on this, on the results, go to padding. I give it like 10 or probably 14. Let's see. Let me look at this again. Look at this. All right. So, um, okay. So I think this have to be like 20. Then here have to be like 5. Okay. Then clicking on the container. Now let's make it like 50% instead, or probably 40%. Let's see. 40%. Okay. So it's looking similar to this. 40%. Okay. Then another thing we need to look at is the spacing at the top and at the bottom is bigger, but in our own case, our own is small. So this tells me I have to go to slide 1 again, then increase it. Maybe let's use the 450. Yeah, okay. Then another thing is this. If you look here closely, you see where this starts. This starts here, and the button starts somewhere here. So I think this setting have to do with the carousel. So let's go into the carousel and see. So click on the carousel itself. So the navigation arrow, okay, activate that. Um, okay, so let's go to the style. Go to the navigation and style it. Let's style it and see so that we can actually see, because currently we can't see it. Can't Okay, I can see it here. But where is the other one? The other one is somewhere here, but I can't really see it. So let me just give it like a background so that I can see what I'm working on. You like a dark background, right? Okay, so this is where it is. You can see it here. All right. So we need to bring it in. How do we bring it in? So click on the carousel, go to advanced. Maybe let's use the 40, 40. Okay, so now this is not working. This is not it. So let's go to the slide instead. So on the slide, go to advanced. Let's give it like 60 here and 60 there. Okay, yeah, yeah. I think this is it. So we can use this to bring it inside. Maybe have like 120 here. Let's see. Okay, so 120 around there, then 120 here as well. Now, of course, our this thing is too shrink, so we need to expand it more, right? So we go back to the container. Then maybe instead of 40%, use 50% this time. Let's see. Okay, so let's keep it at 45% instead of 50. 45%. Yeah, that's it. So it's working as it should. Okay, so then this is our slide button. We need to bring it in. So going back again to carousel, we go to carousel again. go to the style, no, the content of the carousel, scroll down to navigation. So here, this is where, see, this is where they can even change the icons to a different icon. Let's see, I'm using this type of icon, which is similar to what we're using here. So we leave it. Then the positioning, yes. So this is where you can bring it in. You can use percentage or you can use a pixel. So in this case, I just use pixel, bring it in like 40 pixel in. You see, do the same thing here, 40 pixel in as well. So in the vertical, 40 pixel. Not here, not here. Scroll down to the horizontal, 40 pixel. Okay, so this is it here, 40 pixel in. All right. So we can make it bigger, like we can style the buttons, those two arrow buttons. So we go to style, scroll down to navigation, then icon size, can make it bigger. Oh, this is too big. Maybe 40 or 30. Okay. 30, and then padding. And give it a padding of, let's say, 30. Okay. 20. 10. Okay. So a padding of 10 and small border radius. There's a border radius around it. Okay. So border radius of, let's say, 3 or 4. Yeah. 4 pixel border radius. Okay. So the next thing, there's a transparency to this. It's not pure black. You can actually get the transparency, okay? So let's actually get the exact color they're using. Okay, click this. All right. Are you sure we got it? Surely didn't get it here. This is pure white. Yes, they're using white as the color of the icon, but the background is pure black. Really? Yeah, it's black, but it's transparent. So you know what? Let's just do it, our own way. So the icon, we know that the icon is white color, right? And then the background is black, but not really black. So it's transparent. So reduce this to maybe somewhere around here. Now let's look at it. Okay, so I think I still have to reduce this. You can see when I hover on this, that's when it's kind of faded. Then when you hover on it, it comes to life. Same thing with this. So this tells me the this is also transparent as well. Transparent to somewhere here. Okay. Then the black itself also transparent, very transparent. Okay. Yes. Maybe increase this a little bit. Okay. So now when you hover on it, it becomes pure white. Yes. And then this other one, the transparency also increases. So let me just copy this. Go back to the hover, open it up, paste it, and increase the transparency to somewhere around here. So this is the initial state. When I hover on it, yeah, that's it. That's right. That's right. Okay, so maybe the icon itself, maybe I should reduce the icon. I don't know. So let's go back to the navigation. So maybe on the icon, use like 28. 28 for the icon. Okay, so at this point, I think I'm going to add, let me just add some spacing at the top and bottom of our container, the main container that contains everything. So open up this, add like 80 at the top, 80 below, at least, so that I'll be seeing exactly the slide we are working on. Okay, so let's go back here. So they have their buttons here, though it's kind of so totally different. You know, it has a play icon, a pause icon, and all that. So, but we just have to just add a dot on our own, keep it simple. So here's our dot, but it's outside. Now we need a way to bring it inside. So let's go to the carousel again. Then on the content, let's scroll down to pagination because that's where the dots is active. So let's go to style, scroll down to pagination. So now this pagination, uh, thinking of the size, maybe increasing it a little bit, about 10. Okay, then bringing it in the spacing. So this spacing, maybe if we use a negative, yeah. So negative 20, negative. The negative is actually not working the way, actually not working the way we want it. So just 0 minus 10, and that's it. It can't go further than minus 10. Okay, so we can just leave it there. Or maybe space from slide custom. How about custom positioning? Yes, instead of this, we can activate this custom positioning. Yeah, that's it. So with this custom positioning that we just activated, I can drag it anywhere I want it. Of course, this have to be 0. The one here in the horizontal have to be 0, while I drag the vertical. Exactly. So maybe drop it somewhere here, minus 30 or minus 35. How about 40? Perfect. This is it. Okay, so let's look at this again. I think, what do you think? I think maybe the height, the overall height of the slide. Let's go to slide 1. Maybe give it like 480 instead of 450. What do you think? Yeah, 480. Mm, is it too much? 480 feels too much. So let's say we give it like 460. Yes, exactly. Perfect. 460. Then I need to reduce this a little bit. So the spacing I gave it here, maybe use 14 in this case instead of 20. Yeah. So we were able to build out the first slide. Remember, this is the first slide, and we did the styling and all that. Now, this is our slide 1. But we have slide 2. Remember, we go here, we have slide 2, and nothing is there. Slide 3, nothing is there. So what I have to do is, on the first slide, I'm simply going to replicate it 3 times. Then delete the other one that says slide 2, slide 3. Maybe change it here. Change the name. Slide 2. Change it here. Slide 3. Well, one thing is that when even if you change it here, if you look at your navigator, it will still say slide 1, slide 2, slide 111, you know. So let's go to the second slide. Double tap. I don't know why this is always coming up whenever I double tap something. Double tap it, okay, and put 2 there. Double tap, put 3 there, exactly. So you know which one is which. So the first slide is done. Let's go to the second slide. We click on it. So on the second slide, let's slide it to see what is there. Okay, this is it. Now, all I have to do is switch this whole thing, you know. In the sense, this one is here. All I have to do is switch it the other way around. So first of all, let me copy the content. So copy this. Oops. copy this, then paste it here. Go back, copy this, paste, copy this. So here, basically, most of what we're doing here is copy and paste, which is really nice. It's so sweet to do copy and paste. Seriously, like no stress. Copy. Oh, this is result. Still the same thing. I really don't shouldn't have copied. Okay, so copy this. Go back here. Paste it. This is increase revenue. Yeah, increase in conversion. Okay, this is same thing. So this one increase in conversion. Okay, so let's. All right, so it's still looking as it should. Yeah. Now we need to switch it, but before switching, let's add our image. Let's add a second image. So go to slide 2. On slide 2, we go to the style. So click here. Let's bring in our image. So this is the second image here. Okay, we select that. All right. So you see what's happening. Our text is on top of the image, and also our text is a black color. We need it to be a white color instead. So what do we do? Um, First of all, let's change the text so at least we'll be seeing what we are working on. Change it to white. Change this one as well to white. Okay, change all of them. Change this to white. This to white. Same thing here. White, white. Okay, so now we need to switch it. Let it be in the other side instead of this. How do we do that? Let's go to the slide 1. So, no, the slide 2. Slide 2, because we are currently on the slide 2. So on the slide 2, we go to layout, then scroll down, 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 down. So here, um, what do we do? If we do the reverse, we're just going to center it. Yeah. Okay, align to the end. Yes, align item to the end because currently is aligned to the start. So we align it to the end so that it stays here exactly. Okay, so this is it. We're getting there gradually. I think this slide, size of this slide, I think is actually maybe around. Let's go back to, yes. Let's make it 80, 480. Let's make all of them 480. Yes, 480. So do the same thing for the third slide, 480. Yeah. All right. So now the final one that we are going to do is this. So let me just copy again. All we have to do here, basically copy and paste. Then copy this, paste, copy this as well, paste. Let me make sure it landed. Okay, that's it. Then this is 139% increase in paid lead. These guys are good, seriously. NPDigital.com, they are really good. So copy this, paste it. Same thing here. Copy this guy. Go back to here and paste. Then copy this as well. You don't know why whenever you try to copy this kind of does this magic. Okay, so let's look at this. Now all we need to do is change the image. So change the image. So in that case, let's go to slide 3, then go to the style. Then from here, upload file and select our image. Okay, I think it's just uploading. Yeah. Okay, so and here we go. So this is the slide. Let's go back again. Okay, so let's go back here. And that's it. You see, we're able to replicate this. And of course, you can make it mobile responsive, the way you want it to, make it the way you want it to look. But that's it. That's how you replicate this design. And actually, when I look at it the first time, I thought this is going to really be very hard, especially in the beginning, when I started this, like I kind of get confused how to navigate around it, but later on I found a way. So this is the main point of this challenge. Push your boundary. That's the thing. That's why it's called a challenge, a 90-day challenge. Everything doesn't have to be easy. It have to get hard for it to be easier. For it to get easier, it have to get hard. You see? So push your limit in design, like push it so that you start doubting yourself. Can I do this? Can I, can I achieve this? And then you do it, you persevere, and you'll be able to do it and you conquer. So that's it. Um, thank you. And the next tutorial is coming. The next video is coming for the 8th. Okay, right after this one. So stay tuned and thank you for tuning in. Bye.